Um, it's the first day of November 2021, and then the following are the news items. Let's run through them quickly, and then let's talk about the important parts of this. So, 6 days to Anambra poll. A lot of people are running away, and the reason is very clear: insecurity. There's a rising space of insecurity as we speak right now. Even though there have also been uh, allegations and counter allegations about certain Biafra National Guard. They sprang up, and few hours after, looks like they have been crushed. And it has been alleged that they are splinter groups, or pockets of groups emerging from IPOB, SN, and the rest of them. Well, I think there was a circular from IPOB saying disowning them or dissociating from them, that they do not really know them. But whatever the case, it's also all boils down to part of the crisis and concerns about insecurity, all leading to Anambra November 6th. Don't forget that in about 5-6 days now, election will be holding there. Well, while you think it will be holding, others believe it should not hold. This is one of the reasons. So, as it stands, about 86 fake polling units are said to have already been identified. While PDP is calling it part of the tricks of APC to rig election, IPAC, that is Inter-Party Alliance Committee or something, I've forgotten the real acronym, forgive me, but it's an inter-party that brings all parties together, or parties together. They are calling for postponement of that election because it looks like, from all indications, insecurity may make it impossible for a free and fair election to hold, and as well as those things are already detecting fake polling units, harassment of voters. People are not even interested. People are apolitical as we speak, right? Especially in that part of that region of the country. So for all these reasons, if majority are not able to vote, then the votes will not be said to be able to represent the interests of majority people, even if you announce a winner at the end of the day. So from all indications, this is not democracy. From all indications, this is not about a PVC election. For a lot of people will say, go and collect your PVC, it's time to vote the right. From all indications, these are not about, this is no longer a case that PVC can undo. These are critical cases. These are cases where you can no longer be using PVC advocacy to solve this kind of issues anymore. These are critical. So this is beyond election. This is a state that is in anarchy and requires urgent intervention from all ramifications. And Anambra is already a way to tell us, to signal to us going forward into 2023. But at any rate, I go into what they are also concerned about, much more concerned about. Our party's successful convention is a quit notice to APC. That's according to the PDP, because they just had their convention, and then they believe that because they had a successful convention. Do not forget that few weeks ago, APC had their own, and there were parallel conventions. So parallel congresses, and all that. So APC, the way they normally set up their stops now, they will have intra-party crisis, and then they will come out to say they will even use it as campaign. There's a way they create the crisis and to confuse their opponent, and then come out on the other side to say, yes, this is what we're actually doing. While PDP is celebrating that, to say that their own party convention that was successful is a sign and a notice for APC to quit, that they are removing APC. Meanwhile, Jonathan was absent at the PDP convention, and guess what? It is beginning to look like the insinuation that Jonathan was going for APC or leaving PDP for APC is already emerging, like maybe it is true somehow. Anyways, EFCC hasn't yet picked on Jonathan. As a result, we are hearing ripples that it might be because, yes, they want him in APC. Once you join APC, whatever the sin is forgiven. So they want Jonathan in APC. There are insinuations that Jonathan was already heading to APC. But then, he hasn't really denied, he hasn't really confirmed, but his absence at the PDP convention speaks volume. So would it mean because he wants to be neutral, he wants to be neutral as per partisan politics, or could it also be pointing directly at telling us, this is it? There's nothing you can lie about. This is actually the case. But it was absent. As successful as they said their convention was, Jonathan was absent, and it is giving lots concerns. Now, this is where another important thing is 2023 poll not says they will back only credible candidates. The northern elite, you know them. Now they are looking for, we will back credible candidates. Now, their definition of credible, I do not know whether it includes the type they gave us already, And then if you look at some of the papers, let me see if I can find that picture again. Let me look at this picture. Look at the picture there. You can see Tinubu and Buhari. Yes, we are told by that picture that they are forging alliances. So they made that picture look as if Tinubu and Buhari will be meeting for the first time. Who are you trying to confuse? They have always met. Tinubu presented Buhari in the Southwest in 2014, leading to 2015 election. He campaigned for Buhari. Tinubu campaigned for Buhari. So the picture cannot cajole people anymore. People are waking every day. So there's no point using picture of Tinubu and Buhari, to give impression or to cast impression that they are meeting for the first time and that it amounted to, what do you call it? That it means, or it's tantamount to good news that Tinubu and Buhari are meeting. It's not news. It's still. They have always been together. So now you remember, the attack on Justice Odili. Well, the gist on this pilot, on the Nigerian pilot, is that it may not be unconnected with the value-added tax issue. Remember the VATS, the VATS litigation in court, the VAT case in court between Rivers, Lagos, and the states who are looking to collect, to own their own VAT in order to be able to use it for their own development. So this paper is suggesting that the attack on Justice Odili's residence may not be unconnected with the VAT issue, because at the end of the appeal, it will end up at the Supreme Court, the Apex Court, that the matter is going to Apex Court, and that the attack on Justice Odili may not be unconnected with trying to rattle the justice. Now, this is where I'm concerned. It's not the first time there's an attack, either by DSS, SSS, all the SSS, all the SSCs in this country. It's not the first time there's such attack on the judiciary. In fact, the moment they entered court, when we said this thing, a lot of people will be like, when you sacrifice professionalism for sentiment, these are things you get. The moment they were busting courts to abduct Showore in court and end a court session abruptly, you already knew it was over. And then you would expect the Nigerian Bar Association or the bench, the committee of judges in the country to come together, frown against it and say, no, this is unacceptable. And we heard nothing. At that moment, they didn't know they were setting the dangerous precedents. And they are already, sending signal to the SSS that you are free to do anything you like. You are above us. You are well done. Yeah, you were abducted Showore in court. Good job. You are doing it because you hated Showore. And we were telling you at that time that it is a mess on your profession, because you have set a dangerous precedent that by when they come for you, it will be too late for you to resist. Now it is your turn. When they were doing all of these things, you say, when they shot Showore for protesting, at the Fountain Square, the officer who shot Showore was promoted. You remember? She was promoted. Forgive me. She was promoted. A lot of people applauded it. Congratulations, this and that. You were happy because you did not like Showore. Okay, great. Who is left now that has not faced that injustice? Oh, Showore's wahala is too much. Okay, you will not get wahala. Alpha, our market. So Justice Odili's own being attacked. In fact, before we even come to Justice Odili, if the abduction of Showore in court was not even annoying enough, the prevention of lawyers from accessing their courtroom the day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was to be tried, was brought to court the last time, You saw the video. Lawyers were prevented from getting into court. Eh. So what did lawyers do? Till now, we haven't heard official position of the Nigerian Bar Association at least boycotting anything that has to do with SSS in court. We have not heard. So why should this one now be surprising? I think it was what's the name of this guy? Henry Shield, that tweeted some days ago that he said, forget religion, forget uh, partisan politics, forget other sentiments. He said, have you witnessed CJN, Chief Justice of Nigeria, Yunus Tanko, what's his name? Have you, no, Tanko something, I will remember his name. Have you seen him preside over a matter before? And you'll be like, how did this one become a judge? I'm not the one who said it. Henry Shield on Twitter. Yeah, it trended. If you have such, and I'm like, you're even talking about an appointee. Okay, how did we get here? Don't you know that the quality of appointees you have is a function of the quality of the person you put in position to appoint them? I will not be surprised about whatever one customs officer who doesn't even know how to to salute, who was turning 360 degrees. I will not. It's not unexpected, because you have the person who gave all this appointment, whose body language is full of nepotism. You have him as your elected, and you are proud defending that. So what else do you expect? You don't expect any lesser. How would you expect more from the person you put? So it's just the same way you hear a lot of people say when they talk about, oh, let us support young chap who has managed businesses, who knows how to do this and that, who understands rule of law. Nigerian youths will be the ones to say no. Let him go and start from councillorship. If that is your dream, who stops you from going to be a councillor? We are looking for, okay, if you like be a councillor, if you like be a governor, if you like be a senator, for as long as the person who is making appointments for you and deciding what the direction you are going for you, for as long as he doesn't know what direction to follow, he will mislead everybody else. There's nothing you can do about it. So we still need that number one position to be in the hand of a competent. That's all we are asking for. If the person who is at the helm of affairs, number one, is competent, you would expect that everything else will follow. I remember the first 3 months Buhari came to power. All civil servants were prompt to duty. Everything was fine. You know, if you wanted to even offer anything, they would say no. You know why? Because they believe that a new sheriff was in town. Just the body language alone, that Mr. Integrity, Mr. No Nonsense was president. But after 3 months, they noticed that the person is even oh boy, 1 ton scale. Everybody just went express on the highway. Low baton, corruption on the highway. Apologies to Fino, and there was the name of Fino on the highway. Okay, but that's just the point I'm trying to make. You get it there. Now let's come back to what concerns us. They have talked about what concerns them. Food prices hit rooftop despite declining headline inflation. Well, it makes news every time. Oh, Nigeria is doing well. We are rebasing the economy. We are making progress. Inflation has reduced to so, and so and so. Okay, fine, we heard you. But when last do the people writing these things, they are unconnected with market situations. When you see a lot of experts come on TV channels, TVC and all, AIT, and they are giving the analysis, they have not been to. In fact, in most cases, most of them do not even buy. Yeah. The last time I went to a church, I no longer want to be attacking these pastors, because I'm not. A lot of people will be like, you are attacking them. I don't want to mention their names. I'm tired. You know why? Instead of people to understand the message, they'll come after you, say, hey, you're attacking my man of God. I was in that church, long story short, and then it was at the time the increased fuel price in 2012, and the man of God, in quotes, said, and some fellows were suggesting that I go and be joining to be adding voice to Occupy Nigeria. I said, what nonsense! Philippians 4:19, that my God supplies all my needs and riches in life. Even if a price of liter goes to 1,000. And you know the funniest? These are people who don't buy with their own money. These are people who don't live on 30,000 naira monthly salary. These are people who don't. What else? They get it. They get it free. They are given. They have members who own oil companies, who own petrol stations, filling stations, gas stations. They hardly pay for these things. They get it free. And they are saying even if it goes to it, without being concerned. We are not saying you can't afford. We are saying at least you are father of many. Yes, you have members, you have congregations in their thousands to their millions who are affected by this thing. What are you doing as a way of, even if it is vocal intervention, and all you can say is your Philippians 4:19, the Lord meets all your own needs according to riches in glories. That's all you care. As far as your own needs are met as an individual, until we rise beyond this individualistic concern of the self to broader concern of all humanity. I think it was Martin Luther King who said that we have not started living. We are out of humanity. And that's all we are asking for. So when a man of God is saying he doesn't care how much they sell a liter, you can imagine. So food prices hit rooftop. If you use statements or quotes by people who are belly-filled, who don't have to worry about, what affects common man. These are pastors who don't even care whether the 30,000 naira salary has not even been paid in the last 3 months. They will continue to even pester the congregants. Say, the Shunammite woman, you must still bring the last oil in your pot, because that was what somebody used to provoke blessings from heaven by giving to the man. How inhuman, how wicked. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you have economic experts or so-called pundits come on here, write articles, come and talk about economy rebase, Nigeria GDP is glowing, inflation, all these big grammars, without considering that food prices are actually going up, while you are reporting that inflation is piping down. It is the contrary in the life of Ngozi, Sheyi, Shegun. It is the contrary, because the last time I bought, go to canteen now, say they should give you egg. One egg shell, 100 naira, and it's not big. All this small. We even think it is a lizard egg, whether it is lizard or lady egg, and they will still sell it 100 naira. A bottle water now, 100 naira, 100. This water. So if I want to drink water on the daily, some of us drink average of 3, 4, some 5. We have not added food though. So if you want to eat now, say average meal, at least rice, 150, rice 100 naira. Even a baby is not enough for a 5-year-old anymore. 100 naira rice. So buy rice like 200. Put beans 100. Beans is not even more expensive than rice. Beans 100 naira will be like chinking like this on the rice. Put dodo. Then put fish. Fish 200 naira, because if you get 100 naira fish now, you are eating rubbish. To buy fish now, at least minimum of 200 naira. Are you calculating just for breakfast too? Then put 1 egg, then buy 1 bottle water. That's about 1,000 naira just to eat in the morning. In the afternoon, you have not added transport costs. You are going to work and coming back. You have not added data costs, electricity bill. And a pastor will come out and say his own God supplies only his own needs so that others can be poor. Now, food prices hit rooftop despite declining headline inflation. May I go to the next? Now, look at when we complain about things that affect us and they just don't show care. Our poor state of Abuja-Kaduna Road, 8 accidents and kidnapping. They will not see this. They will not see that road. They see it every day, but they don't care. You know why? They don't even see it. They fly jets. So why would they even see it? They don't even see it. But these are issues affecting people. But no, They will not care. Guess what they are caring about? How to waste money inside banquet hall and doing seminar and all that. Wasting money. Launching e-Naira, the logo. They launched the logo and the app, and it crashed in 24 hours. Less than. The other day they launched, what's the name of this? Nigeria Air. We have not seen it flying. The only thing we see flying now are witches and wizards from Aso Rock. And bandits. Anyways, Nigeria lost 898.93 billion naira to pipeline vandalism, theft, and in 9 months. But guess what? The people who are into this vandalism business, they know themselves. Ask government to publish names now. Fem, they will change the story. They will not say, oh yeah, start pursuing. They will not start which celebrity is making. Oh yeah. Give them naked image of of Tiwa Savage. And let them be talking about that one to distract and trust Nigerian youths. Once they see something to feed on, they move. They are looking for the maybe now Yemi Alade next. They want to see the private now. I don't tire. That one will trend more. You know, Tiwa Savage on this will trend more for Nigerian youths. Better than what affects them. That's where we are. So let me quickly talk about this and let's see how. Let me take this scrolling like this. You know, even they use information anyway. So why am I? Let me take it off the screen. Now, Nigeria's population by age group, and let us see what the significance of this is. If you look below, look down, you will see. Let me see. I can zoom it for you to see very well. Just a moment. I'm trying to zoom for you. Okay, let me zoom it. Okay. Can you see below? From age 0 to 9 constitute the largest population of Nigeria. And these are people, these are 55 million naira. Sorry, I'm quoting money. I need money now. Why? These are 55 million people, constituting about 26.7% of our population. Now, if you look at the next one, we are bringing this somewhere. 10 to 19 years of age are said to be 46.3 million, representing about 22.5% of our population. 20 to 29, 32.9 million, representing about 15.9%. Now, those who are between, that's my own age bracket now, between 30 and 39, we are said to be 25.9 million, representing about 12.4% of the population. 40 to 49, and so on and so forth. You can see that it tends as you go up. Now, the largest population are those people we must catch young, because they will represent the next and next and next generation. And whatever we leave in their hands is what they will grow up with. So if you want to change the future, that is why all the things they see like cartoon and the rest of the things we expose them to are very important now. But what is our media exposing them to as we speak right now? We'll find out. Now, these guys, the people, this 0 to 9 will grow up, and the hero they grow up with is Naira Marley. Okay, 10 to 19. These ones are already in secondary school. In fact, some of them are already leaving secondary school. What did we give to them if you want to change the future? Are these people already politically conscious? And what are the consciousness we are giving them? What is the quality of consciousness they are gaining? Is it moral or immoral? I'm not talking about moral in terms of gender or sexual. No. I'm talking about morality in terms of values. You know, learning how to be competent, how to be useful to society, their contributions. Those are the things I'm talking about. What values are we giving to them? Now look at 20 to 29. It's thinning up as you go upwards. 32.9 million people. What are they doing right now already? Because this is the age bracket of those who are still ruling the country when they gain power at their own age. Go on and the likes of them. Most of the people who are ruling this country today, this is the important age the important determining age. But what do we have? They are now struggling just to even feed. They can't. So how would they live about petty needs to be able to come forward or come up with other important value systems? Now 30 to 39, this is the point we begin to realize that, oh boy, it be like say we don't the waste too. You understand? We are, we now become either motivational speakers, or we become activists if we want, or we join political parties and we continue to whatever. Let's just go and queue 30 to 39 and join them and just continue. Let's just look for something to eat. Look for a godfather and just collect from the 40 and 49 above, who is our mentor among the 40 to 49 above, that we can continue to tail after. Because at 30 to 39, it is already becoming difficult to change for a new thing if you are not already that thing. If you are not already that thing from 20 to 29, at 30 to 39, you want to marry, you want to settle down, you want to look above you to those who are 40 to 49, who are maybe doing well, and you want to model them. At this point, you are not dreaming a new thing anymore. Yeah. 30 to 39 is difficult to dream a new thing. You just want to look forward to who is doing well above me, who is within the 40 to 49 or 50, and I can just begin to learn from or collect something from, and just start looking to tell my own children, come, you just shejeje. The 50 to 59, most of them are just like advisors. What do you want to do with your life? Let's do in our own time. Now, these are storytellers, 50 to 59. Gentlemen and ladies, that is the latest I got for you today. My name is Shegun Olo, and I'm going to leave you now with Adiola Fayon. I'll see you again another time. And then watch out. November 27th is the day I'm coming to town. Me too won't wait. Me too won't settle down. But nobody can settle down where you expect to. But make I just do normal. Begin a family and then get back to town. Watch out.
Really inspired by this man's story, even though he's paying us to talk about the ad. But before we get to the ad, ladies and gentlemen, please meet Mr. Abiodun Akinyemi, a man who is looking to solve the big chunk of the housing crisis that we have in Nigeria by making affordable, self-sufficient homes. This kind of homes are becoming more and more popular, by the way, because they are efficient and they are environmentally friendly, and then it costs less to make them if you think about it in the long run. Anyway, before I tell you about the smart homes that he's building, let me tell you a little bit about his story. He's based in Canada right now, and he decided to build a house in Lagos, Nigeria, where he's from. But upon making inquiries, the cost of building a house has increased significantly since he moved to Canada. So instead of using concrete brick throughout his construction, he substituted it with laterite, and he was able to save 30% of the construction cost. Laterite has a lot of advantages, by the way, including warming your home during the cold weather, cooling your home in the hot season. It's cheaper because it's readily available. It's everywhere in Nigeria. It has high clay content, which means it can hold more water. Laterite gives you better air quality. So if you build your house with laterite, you can breathe in better air quality. You can even recycle it. So if you build a house with laterite and you don't like it, you can break down the house and use the brick to build another house. And that's just to name a few of the advantages. But he didn't stop at building his personal house. He decided to make his house self-sufficient, off-grid, which means that he's not going to be dependent on the electricity from the Nigerian government. So he's using solar power, and he's also not going to be using power generator, so there will be no noise, no air pollution. At the same time, he's not using the regular sockaway that everybody uses in Nigeria. He's disposing his own waste material by decomposing it, and he's generating his own water. So once the house is completed, he doesn't need anything from them. And this is why they call this home self-sufficient, off-grid homes. That alone inspires me. The fact that he was able to find an alternative to just spending so much money on building a house. And the fact that he doesn't have to depend on the government, he made himself a self-sufficient house. That is the inspiration for me. But then he took it a step further. So after learning from his own experience, he wants to do the same for others, except that he wants to do it better. If you see the picture of the house, you may not be too impressed by the aesthetic, but he calls this the experimental house, because what he has decided to do is to now mass produce this kind of house for other people. In case anybody out there is interested in having a house that will be self-sufficient, he has bought acres of land in Lakeway Beachfront in order to construct an off-grid estate. And what you guys are seeing is what he he would be constructing. All these houses would not be using NEPA, and they will be constructed with laterite bricks. If anyone is interested, he's looking for 10 people, just 10 people to start out. The price starts at 34 million naira for 3 bedrooms, and you can pay in installment. He has a contract readily available, readily prepared, which you can share with your lawyer to know if that's a good deal or not. I mean, some people may feel like that's a lot of money, but it's a one-time payment that you no longer have to worry about electricity bill. You no longer have to worry about paying them to empty your sock away and stuff like that. It's a one-time payment that you know that from beginning to end, you know your house is complete and self-sufficient. Anyway, I asked him, by the way, I said, what if someone is interested right now and they decided to pay you, and along the way they decided they're no longer interested, they don't like what they are seeing? And he said to me that your money is refundable, as stated in the contract. He said he will give you back 95% of the money, and the remaining 5% is for administrative charges. He's using a system of interlocking bricks instead of the traditional style of construction. And this system results in a house that is 10 times stronger than traditionally built house, and also more terminally efficient. Each home would have its own fire system, and it will be conveniently located by a fire hydrant in order to make it easier for fire crews to help just in case of an emergency. We'll be building common areas that will have a gym, a playground, swimming pool, ball courts, grocery stores, and so on and so forth. And more importantly, the houses in his estate will reduce global warming and human carbon footprint. So guys, if you're interested, please check him out. This